Okay. Appreciate you all being in attendance with us today. We started a sixth grade academy. This is to be our first year with this. One of the reasons that we wanted to do the academy is we visited schools. We went to Reynoldsburg as part of the Next Generation University of Kentucky. We came back and we thought, what a disservice we're doing to our kids. Why are we not doing project-based activities? Why are we not doing performance events within our classrooms? We went back and sold the idea to our middle school principal, and he came back and he was just extremely excited with the proposal. And so what we decided to do is we had 3 elementary schools within our county. We selected 42 students to participate in the 6th grade academy this year. Their scores, they were selected based upon their math scores, based upon their GPA, based upon their attendance. And we then have incorporated the curriculum within the elementary school to where we have a paperless classroom. They do a lot of the project-based learning activities. We hired a brand new first-year teacher to incorporate the program. Instead of having a veteran teacher, we hired someone with technology experience, with math background, computer background, and it's just really went extremely well. So I have with me Mr. Matt Hudson. He's one of our 6th grade academy teachers, and also then Mr. Reggie Hamilton, our principal. So I'll let you take over.
Basically what we have as we go through the PowerPoint, it is just how we, I guess, presented this to the community. Oh, I'm sorry. Again, basically, the PowerPoint is just how we presented it to the community. And I guess it wasn't a hard sell, but it's like anything else when you're doing something new, different, that is a change. You got to kind of get the public to come along with. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So basically, what we did is when we went out and talked with our community members and the elementary schools, we described project-based learning and student-centered learning. In project-based learning, of course, students go through an extended process of inquiry in response to complex questions, problems, or a challenge. The process is rigorous and allows for student voice. Student-centered learning is focused on each student's interests, abilities, and learning styles, placing the teacher as the facilitator of learning. And the student voice is central. Now, in setting up the academy itself, we initially only had 40 slots available, but when we found that there was 42 students that qualified, we didn't really want to look at 2 kids and say, you can't come because we only had 40 slots. So we ended up taking all 42. The application process to fill the slots consisted of 2 letters of recommendation, an application that had to be filled out by parents, use of MAP and K-Prep scores from 4th and 5th grades, attendance records, extracurricular activities, community activities, and honors and awards received. We wanted to make that portion of the application look like some of the, I guess, Robinson Scholar applications, things like that that they would see later on down the line. We did develop a committee to review those applications and award slots based on application information. And test scores for students this school year will actually go back to their home elementary schools. So a lot of pressure on us to make sure they come through and score well. This was the day pattern that we developed, and the reason that I added this, when parents had questions, most of the questions centered around these points up here. Students were they are on their own bell pattern. They are not in the hallways with our 7th and 8th graders during class changes or locker times. Students are served lunch as a separate group. They're housed in their own wing of the building, and our teachers rotate through the students' class pattern. And students are able to participate in exploratory classes. And again, these were all key questions that parents had that was very important to them. Students have access to a fully functioning science lab, multiple computer labs, and participate in a one-to-one initiative. Every student has a ThinkPad by Lenovo. We charged a $50 technology fee for that, but the students have made great use of it, and Mr. Hudson will speak more to that in just a few moments. Students participate in our regular incentives, dedicated to students for cross-curricular project-based learning activities. We make sure that there's time dedicated in every class. So basically, if we have something going on in math class and it needs to run a little bit longer, we're more flexible with our time in this type of pattern. Students return to their home schools for sports, academic teams, and recognition ceremonies. The goals that we built when we set this up was to provide students with project-based and student-centered learning activities. We wanted to increase rigor in academic expectations, in turn improving Explore, MAP, and K-Prep scores, meet students with standards and expectations to ensure they're college and career ready, give students an active voice in their learning, and prepare students for high school courses which are available at the 8th grade level, allowing them to meet college career standards for the Next Generation Academy. Now, to build on this, we are currently looking at, with this group of students, maybe working with some embedded course credits where if they start now and then by the time they're in 8th grade, they would meet the criteria to have high school algebra, they would already attain that credit. So that's the next thing that we're looking at. The actual application itself, I just put this on here just so you could take a look at it. Like you said, if you look over on the right, the first sheet is pretty much what you'd find in any application. Over on the right, you had co-curricular extra activities, community activities, and then honors and awards at the bottom. We had a student-parent contract, basically stating that kids had to keep their academics at a high level, couldn't be discipline problems, and they had to adhere to the district attendance policy. And then our logo itself, if we have very many math people in the room, the Pythagorean theorem we borrowed and kind of changed the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we said academics times breadth equals college and career readiness. And Mr. Hudson, if you want to speak just a little bit about the class itself, how it runs daily.
And one of the things we wanted, and I hope you can hear me with this, is we really wanted kids that were innovative. We wanted them to be creative thinkers. And we have these kids on a path that when they actually graduate high school, there's not a guarantee, but when they graduate high school, they can actually graduate high school with an associate's degree in science or an associate's degree in art. So, but it's going to be based on project-based learning activities, getting them actually involved, solving community problems, anything of that nature. That's our goal with this.
And in a moment, if possible, if we can get it to play, we do have a pretty good video that has captured a lot of the project-based activities and things that students have done throughout the school. I don't think you'll need that, but I'll hand it off to you.
All right. This is what the plan was, so I'm going to tell you what the plan became. That was, as far as the kind of segregation from the rest, it went that way. The 6th graders are not involved with the 7th grade and 8th grade, except in extracurricular activities. They have, we're on location within the building. One great thing about having this kind of situation is that there's 2 teachers, me and a co-teacher. And if I'm doing a project-based learning lesson and I'm going a little bit long, we have a full understanding between each other that if I need 10 or 15 extra minutes in the first period, then I can have that time. So there's no more having to cut the lesson off at the end of the class. We can continue and get through what we need to cover every day. The other thing I was going to mention was the extra time during the 7th period. One thing that's great about our school is that we have extra time allotted for project-based learning. And so we can take full advantage of that. So we try to take regular lessons that maybe the students have seen before and have only had, maybe here's a formula, here's a worksheet, here's how you do your math. And take that and kind of evolve it and change it to the point that now instead of just getting that worksheet, they have the worksheet, then they have to apply that knowledge, then they have to use it in a real world situation. That way the students get more involvement, they actually feel like they're actually participating within the class. Anybody have any questions about some of the ins and outs of the academy?
One of the things that we really want, we participated in the STLP this year. We've actually had state champions that come out of this with the robotics. We've had state champions with storytelling. And I would encourage any of you all that are not participating in the STLP program to just get online. You can actually do an app and make sure that you've got your students participating in the STLP program, because it ties hand in hand with these project-based learning activities. And at this time, we've got a little presentation. If you have any questions for Mr. Hudson at the end, we'll take those. But it's been a win-win for us, and it's really it's starting to hit at the elementary level. We are hoping to incorporate Project Lead the Way, the Project Launch within our elementary schools, and we're just very excited within our schools. We've also been working with the Big Picture Academy, where we've been to Nashville, did a visit there. We're also looking at starting a little career academy within our high school, where we'll actually have kids out there. You may refer to it as the old co-op program, but it's a lot more strenuous than that, where kids will actually be attending school while they're actually doing work. So a lot of great things happening in our district. Yes, what else while Mr. Hamilton's getting that up?
The last thing I was talking about, I forgot to mention, was our entire class is paperless. We use an LMS known as Canvas. It's just like Blackboard. If anybody's ever taken an online college class, we pretty much do the exact same thing in 6th grade. As we have an assignment, we post it. So there's no more of this, I didn't know we had homework, because every time the child logs in, the big alarm goes off, hey, guess what, you got homework tonight, do it at 10 o'clock. We have to do that. It's really helped us as far as the flow of the classroom, because we can upload assignments, we can upload previous things we've done. So if the students have a question about what we went over 3 months ago, that's still a resource that they have. So the LMS has been great with helping integrate everything we have.
And one of the exciting things about it is, when you look, of course, we all love the assessment. We all realize we have to meet our goals. But one of the things that you would come from this is we're finding that by incorporating the project-based learning activities with our math scores that we've been getting in the last little bit with our